Don't matter how much money you got, there's only two kinds of people. There's saved people, and there's lost people. What's money? A man is a success if he gets up in the morning and goes to bed at night, and in between does what he wants to do. People seldom do what they believe in. They do what is convenient, then repent. You're going to die. You're going to be dead. It could be 20 years, it could be tomorrow, anytime. So am I. I mean, we're just going to be gone. The world's going to go on without us. You do your job in the face of that, and how seriously you take yourself, you decide for yourself. Performers and songwriters recommend things to me. Others I just wake up and they're there. Some I've seen live. The Oasis brothers, I like them both. Julian Casablancas, the Claxons, Grace Potter. I've seen Metallica twice. I've made special efforts to see Jack White and Alex Turner. I'm a fan of Royal Blood, Celeste, Rag and Bone Man, Wu-Tang, Eminem, Nick Cave, Leonard Cohen, anybody with a feeling for words and language, anybody whose vision parallels mine. Inspiration is hard to come by. You have to take it where you find it. Intellectual freedom depends on material things. Poetry depends on intellectual freedom. And women have always been poor, not for 200 years merely, but from the beginning of time. Women, then, have not had a dog's chance of writing poetry. Anything I can sing, I call a song. Anything I can't sing, I call a poem. Some people seem to fade away, but then, when they are truly gone, it's like they didn't fade away at all. I change during the course of a day. I wake and I'm one person, and when I go to sleep, I know for certain I'm somebody else. I define nothing, not beauty, not patriotism. I take each thing as it is, without prior rules about what it should be. Democracy don't rule the world. You'd better get that in your head. This world is ruled by violence, but I guess that's better left unsaid. I think of a hero as someone who understands the degree of responsibility that comes with his freedom. I think women rule the world, and that no man has ever done anything that a woman either hasn't allowed him or encouraged him to do. I've never written a political song. Songs can't save the world. I've gone through all that. There is nothing so stable as change. No one is free. Even the birds are chained to the sky. I am against nature. I don't dig nature at all. I think nature is very unnatural. I think the truly natural things are dreams, which nature can't touch with decay. Technology is like sorcery. It's a magic show, conjures up spirits. It's an extension of our body, like the wheel is an extension of our foot. But it might be the final nail driven into the coffin of civilization. We just don't know. This land is your land, and this land is my land, sure, but the world is run by those that never listen to music anyway. I consider myself a poet first and a musician second. I live like a poet, and I'll die like a poet. Art is the perpetual motion of illusion. The highest purpose of art is to inspire. What else can you do? What else can you do for anyone but inspire them? I can be jubilant one moment and pensive the next, and a cloud could go by and make that happen. I don't want to make anybody worry about it, but boy, if I could ease someone's mind, I'd be the first one to do it. I want to lighten every load, straighten out every burden. I don't want anybody to be hung up, especially over me or anything I do. That's not the point at all. People don't understand how the press works. People don't understand that the press, they just use you to sell papers. And, in a certain way, that's not bad. But when they misquote you all the time, and when they just use you to fill in some story, and when you read it after, it isn't anything the way you pictured it happening. Well, anyhow, it hurts. It hurts because you think you were just played for a fool. And the more hurts you get, the less you want to do it. People of weak character are usually con artists and troublemakers. They aren't sincere, and I don't think they would make good songwriters. They're selfish, always got to have the last word on everything. And I don't know any songwriter like that. I've only written 4 songs in my whole life, but I've written those 4 songs a million times. Folk music is just a bunch of fat people. My problem is that I'm too relaxed, too laid back. Most of the time I feel like a flat tire, totally unmotivated, positively lifeless. I can fall asleep at any time during the day. It takes a lot to get me stimulated, and I'm an excessively sensitive person, which complicates things. I can be totally at ease one minute, and then, for no reason whatsoever, I get restless and fidgety. Doesn't seem to be any middle ground. I'm a religious person. I read the scriptures a lot, meditate and pray, light candles in church. I believe in damnation and salvation, as well as predestination, all of it. If I wasn't Bob Dylan, I'd probably think that Bob Dylan has a lot of answers myself. A lot of people can't stand touring, but to me it's like breathing. I do it because I'm driven to do it. His influence on me was never in inflection or in voice. What drew me was that, hearing his voice, I could tell he was very lonesome, very alone, and very lost in his time. When you first hear a song, it might be related to what time of day you hear it. Maybe at daybreak, at dawn with the sun in your face. It would probably stay with you longer than if you heard it at dusk. Or maybe, if you first hear it at sunset, it would probably mean something different than if you heard it first at 2 in the afternoon. Or maybe you hear something in the dead of night, in the darkness, with night eyes.
If you were going to sell out to a commercial interest, which one would you choose?
Bob?
Ladies' garments.